if you go to MSDossary, he's a celebrity. If you go to
really
Saudi
is.
Arabia, the guy is a celebrity. Right now, this Twitch chat, I can imagine, is just Saudi, 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 Saudi. Like, he carries and brings so many fans with him, family as well, when he comes to events, and they always make such a noise.
There's only one unbeaten player left in the tournament, and he's Rebel Stokes. He's already beaten. He's not only beaten, he's dismantled MSDossary. 7-3 earlier on in Swiss style. However, it's a different MSDossary from Swiss, from group stage Dossary to knockout Dossary. When he knows it's do or die, he always seems to fly.
If you didn't know already, it will be Rebel Stokes from left to right here with the first chance off the game. And the MSDossary in that team rogue strip, actually in FIFA 19 now, the esports kit there from right to left. And you hit it, well, you kind of explained in the best way possible. Unbeaten, Richard, still 3-0 in Swiss style format, and he did beat MSDossary yesterday in Swiss style as well. However, today is a new day. Today is knockout FIFA, not Swiss style.
You see some of Dossary's results there on the right-hand side of your screen. A 6-3 beating of Hensu in the quarterfinals. Got him to the semi-final right now. 3 out of 4 semi-finals have been completed, with Nicholas and Webb setting up a tantalising PlayStation final, and Dax awaiting the winner of our final semi-final here between Rebel Stokes and Rogue MSDossary.
Obviously great to see Rebel FC come into the esports space recently via Cal Frazee. Brought in obviously Tom Painter, playing for Huddersfield in those EPL finals, I want to say, next week. The other side of that, you got Tom Stokes. It was so close, a golden goal finish at the Manchester United EPL event. And
just shows
he's just getting better and better for me.
Yeah, 100%. Shows the type of man that he is as well, Tom Stokes. He lost on golden goal. It was very, very congratulatory. I'm going to make that up as a word. To Jonesy. He lost on golden goal in the final.
To be honest,
and then came up to us, soon Singapore lads, have a good trip, have a good flight, on with his day. A lot of other players in that situation, getting a hump. They'll get the monk on.
I think the best way to describe it, he's very mature. You know, he's a very mature FIFA player. He's displays himself in a great way as well. Alongside that, you know, you don't have to look too far to MSDossary. He's probably one of the most humble world champions you'll ever find.
Esports Console Player of the Year as well. Let's not forget that at the Esports Awards. MSDossary.
As we said, a cult hero back in Saudi Arabia. Here we chance now for Rebel Stokes.
Just
He's offside though. It was a ball roll into a finish though, which I was surprised did actually come off. And of course, there's only 2 Saudi Arabian FIFA World Champions. Mr. Dunn, Abdel Al-Shiri and MSDossary.
There's only 2 English World Champions as well, with Chrissy Bullard in 2005 and Gorilla 12 years later.
We are still waiting to find out a country that can go and win three of them, Richard. I think France, Saudi Arabia, Denmark, England, Spain. I think that's all 5 there that have, you know, won 2 world championships within their nation, within their FIFA ability since the FIWC started to run in 2004, now known as the FIFA eWorld Cup. This is all part of that journey as Stokes will come forward now. This is our semi-final on the Xbox. A lovely little dink to the back post there. I think tried to play it back over. Yeah,
went to head that back across. You see some of Stokes' results there. High-scoring games, 8-4, 7-3, 7-3, and 5-3 results. You might be thinking he's played 1 less game than MSDossary. That's correct, because when you hit 3-0, you can go home in Swiss.
That's exactly what he did yesterday. Here's a chance now for MSDossary. Just going to sting the hands. David De Gea there, and you can see that result as well. Alsen at Bijot, that was a game we commentated on yesterday, me and Richard, where MSDossary was tested and in the end did get the result and showed a lot of resilience there. But when MSDossary plays in England, he plays well. He said it's his second home when it comes to competitive FIFA. You only have to look as far as the FUT Champions Cup #2 this year in London. You've got to look towards, we'll see, the FIFA World Cup Grand Final in London, Manchester last year. Here's a chance now, goes all the way over. It's going to go out for another corner, I think.
Yeah, the Manchester Spring Cup, he came in, first event really of the year, and won that last year. He then went into the Grand Finals, won that event, beating Stefano Pina 4-0 in the final. And that fantastic game that he played against Tex in the console final on the Xbox will be remembered for months to come. A real Christmas treat in December of 2018 at Foot Champs Cup number 2.
And it's one of those as well where, you know, Tex has got a lot of respect, a fantastic FIFA player. But MSDossary was like, I think people were writing me off here. I'm a world champion for a reason. And what a game it was between those two. It's been great to see as well. So much Saudi talent come out this year. Abu Azza, the Royal, even seen Mr. Dump pop up a few times. Jet Merkin, I think, you know, there's a handful of players there, obviously with the East Saudi Premier League as well, which is part of the Global Series this year. There's a chance now for MSDossary. Only seen one shot from him so far in this game, one real chance created.
A little bit cute in and around the box there, nothing really.
It's a dangerous area, I'll tell you that. 19 yards out, Neymar runs over it, just laid off. Sure, he's going to be hit straight away off the boot of Maldini out for a corner.
Yeah, great closing down from Maldini. It's going to be played to Ronaldo at the near post, but the defensive Ronaldo doing the defensive work there for Stokes.
Watch out here. Eusebio back to Neymar. Into the crowd. Not troubling David De Gea's goal at all there. Nearly at half-time as well. We are goalless. You can see there on the right-hand side of your screen, just gone away there. 10 goals scored between these two when they did meet in Swiss style. Obviously,
7 went in the favour of Stokes.
Yeah. And this was of course, this game has got completely different implications on it. Those being Global Series ranking points, which Stokes needs slightly more than MSDossary.
I think he's, just inside the top 16 players right now, Tom Stokes.
MSDossary second in the world, 2,994 Global Series ranking points to his name. And you have to go quite a few thousand up to find Texas.
Over 9,000.
Said it before, he's making a world record attempt for the most Global Series ranking points collected. And I'm sure that record, or whatever he will get, will stick for quite a few years. The half-time between these two, no shots, no chances registered from Stokes.
He has had the ball in the back of the net. It was just flagged off as offside, however. Both players playing in that 4-2-3-1 formation. Looks like CR7 leading the line, R9 in at cam for Stokes. MSDossary in that rogue kit. Never know, you might be seeing the Rebel kit in FIFA next year. We saw the FootWiz edition this year, alongside a number of other kits.
Team Rogue as well. Great to see, as you said, that connection between FIFA and FIFA eSports moving more into the game. I'm sure we'll see over the next few years as well. R9 into Hullet now. MSDossary has had all the chances so far in this game, but hasn't been able to put one in the back of the net as of yet.
Well, that's nice. Did well to keep it in there down the line, did Mbappe. Great close control shown by him. Team of the Year variant of Mbappe. For the first time you're watching FIFA eSports, wondering how they're both using the same players. Every single player available on the game for these two players to use.
Mbappe all the way over to Ronaldo. Falls back to Vieira. Normally you don't see him scoring goals in big games, and it's often the case.
It's a little bit hard done by there. So he's gone to clear the ball, Stokes. You can see it here with, I think that's Hullet, and Vieira's just absolutely ploughed into him.
I was about to give a lot of plaudits to Marcelo for beating Ronaldo in the air for a header. Ball fell back down. You can see Hullet, he tried to turn, he tried to play it out, but the aggression there from Vieira. So no thank you. Barged him right over. Referee said, no, we're playing on. And now he's won the lot.
6 shots registered for Dossary at the break here. The last time we really saw Stokes playing at an event, I'm sure he won't enjoy us bringing this up, it was a 10-1 defeat to the hands of Tex in Singapore.
As we've seen this year, he's played in quite a few events, and I think you have to compare it to players that have played in lots of events. It's always a different story each event. You look at Mo Alba, you look at Nicholas, obviously MSDossary, even Tex.
I think Megabit's a similar sort of player where we all know he's got the game. Oof, crashed against the post there to go far in tournaments.
R9.
However, it's very, very hard to replicate it tournament after tournament after tournament. He's always going to be a threat, but there's only really one Tex. No one else has shown that consistency ever, really. Dossari's up there, but even Dossari's gone out in quarterfinals before, in semi-finals. Tex has never not made it to a semi-final in an event.
Here's a chance for Rebel Stokes. Cleared away though straight away by the side. It was a free kick that didn't even actually reach the first man in white for him. Marcelo will try and spread it out this far, but you want Ronaldo in the box. You don't really want him out wide. Ronaldo will pick it up again. Plays to Vieira. Can he get a shot away of Hullet? He can be deadly from here. Didn't really want to take the shot of Hullet. Instead wanted to play into Neymar's feet, but unfortunately on that occasion could not perform what he had in mind. Straight again, Ronaldo out wide into R9. Plays inside. Will we get a shot away here? We will in the end from Neymar.
Did really well there to actually fashion that opportunity. You saw Neymar was the man that he wanted to use. I think he wanted Neymar to just run a little bit further on and into the gap more. He sort of was a little bit reluctant to make that run into the box and force the ball into him in quite a tight area. No surprise the shot did get deflected over the bar. But Dossary building into this game, I wouldn't be surprised to see him double his lead potentially with how this game is going. Stokes yet to register a shot.
Tell you what, this is nice from Dossary. He's moving it around impressively in a very tight area. Mbappe heel to heel, not going to be getting around Ramos. We can try and make this game all square head into the second leg. It really will be a best of one. Just how does he break the MSDossary? A player that can adapt to anyone and anything.
He's like a chameleon. He adapts to his surroundings.
And it will constantly change until it's right as well. Always changing the very small details, such as, maybe just even, your custom instructions, your custom tactics of how you're going to press, whether you're going to drop back, just so he's matched his opponent up perfectly and could kind of just work out and read how they're going to play. Ronaldinho into Hullet. Needs an option. He's going to get Neymar.
Oh, huge tackle.
Just about wins the ball, referee says Van Dijk. And now his chance now. I think he's onside R9, he is. Can get round Van Dijk, plays inside to Neymar. It's time green. And as I always say, time to perfection. This time, MSDossary 2-0 up, 75 on the clock.
And that's all come about from Dossary having the bottle, in all honesty, to slide tackle in his pretty much on the edge of his own box. If he gets that wrong, he's giving away a free kick on the edge or a penalty. He's dove in with the tackle because he knew that there's a good chance I can win this back. He's not expecting a slide tackle. It's a quick counter-attack and then just bolted into the top left corner to fire him into a 2-goal lead. I said on the balance of the play, we're expecting potentially a Dossary doubler. And he's hitting for 2.
Of course, we're not in our second leg yet, but just goes to show Swiss style is a completely different day. In which Stokes was so good. Can he chip the keeper? Went for a finesse, will fall back kindly. Hullet, fair play. It's not over yet though. Pele into Hullet, to Neymar. Can he get round the right side of his man? Tried to pull away from him, and MSDossary, you said about him having bottle earlier, making that tackle. We're seeing it again in his own box.
With that goalkeeper movement, perfect there from Dossary. He read the opening of the body. Finesse shot from Stokes, and all it was a shake of the head from Stokes. He knows that he's had a couple of chances here to bring this game back into his favour. Scooped across to the back post. I tell you what, Marcelo's been very good at the back post in terms of winning headers and beating Ronaldo in the air.
He's done that 2 or 3 times now. He's actually met him in the air, jumped up, being able to compete with Ronaldo. We often ask questions of the full-backs if they can do that. This is really well done from MSDossary. Such an acute area of the field, and to move the ball around as he is. He's a very... And we talk about Nicholas having no emotion, like MSDossary, unless he's like winning the tournament, we'll see a bit of emotion there, but he can just look so calm and collective. Scoop turn away from his man from Ronaldo. Didn't actually achieve anything on that. Stokes has got to be feeling, should be a goal back in this. Ronaldinho will pick it up. Can he get round the right side of his man? Yes, he can. 2 accelerated fake shots. Van Dijk having a standout performance. It's not dealt with, though. He's going to get one more attack. Here's Rebel Stokes. If he can get a goal, it will be a booster into this second game for him.
2-0's a fairly safe scoreline, though, in all honesty. Like, you have got to go more attacking, yes, very similar to what Harry had to do against Dax. But it's a doable scoreline, if you get what I mean. It's not a 3, a 4, 5-0, where you're feeling dejected going into that second leg. You're feeling as though, look, I've created chances, and if maybe I was a little bit more clinical in my chances that I've created, I could potentially be in this game.
Well, that's going to do us all here for the first leg in our last semi-final at the Gfinity LQE of March. It's going to be a 2-0 win for MSDossary, a 2-goal advantage as well for the Saudi Arabian world champion from last year. As we said, you know, kind of asked a few questions in Swiss style yesterday of, you know, an MSDossary-esque performance.
This is what we've seen. This is what we're seeing from him right now. The sort of clinical, composed, cultured Dossary performance that we've come to expect in tournaments. Like I said, Swiss Dossary and knockout Dossary are two different animals. One's a kitten and one's a panther. And right now, we're seeing the animalistic panther instincts from Dossary.
Well, we saw the opening chance there for Rebel Stokes. 26 minutes in, or just under, sorry, it was. He had his chance. He was offside, and then MSDossary getting his first shot away in the game. It was time green, but not troubling David De Gea there. This was the chance here.
Out, and Vieira's just clattered into him.
So Marcelo originally won the first header. It went to Hullet. He initially, you know, just tried to turn, tried to take the shot away, couldn't get it clear. That was Hullet off the post, and that was nearly 2-0 in the 56th minute there.
Yeah, he had a couple of chances, Dossary. Kept on creating, and that tackle right there, Van Dijk has steamed into him, and this has all come from the same move. R9 down the line, played into Neymar, and then fired past the goalkeeper into a 2-goal lead. It's all come from just a courageous slide tackle.
I think this was the chance as well for Stokes, which it was just heroic defender from everyone. A great save from De Gea. Hullet got there on the rebound, and then in the end, Richard, he just could not find a way through.
If he doesn't move his goalkeeper right there, the way that he's coming out, he's rushing straight onto him. If he doesn't actually manually do a little bit of movement there, it's just easy finesse round him. But because he's moved him back maybe half an inch, it's opened up his body, he's planted himself, and then he's been able to make the save.
Exactly, as you said, that tackle as well from Van Dijk about, you know, that's it's a potential big mistake to make there. He makes that tackle, he potentially gives away a penalty or a tackle from behind, could be a red card, you never know that. Instead, starts a counter-attack. I call it the slide tackle counter-attack. And he goes and scores a great goal. It's time green, and you can see him on your screen there. Not a smile yet, or not the trademark hands behind his ears celebration from the world champion, but if he wins here today, I'm sure we will see that. And on the other side of that Xbox, you know, we saw it break down there. We saw some great plays there, and just saw a bit of reaction from MSDossary.
While we're waiting here, just for the second leg to get underway, I don't know if you can actually smell that, but it smells like stew and dumplings in the.
Getting a bit of Barnsley. Trying to make you feel at home.
Potentially so. Stokes needs to feel at home if he wants to try and get back into this game.
I saw him tweeting yesterday about a certain artist he was listening to when he was playing his FIFA. He needs to turn that volume up and try and pull himself back into this game.
The only player currently undefeated here at the Gfinity LQE is Tom Stokes, Rebel Stokes.
As we said, sorry, I meant to follow that one up. Dax is obviously beat #Harry, so he's waiting in the final for one of these two to join him to the back post. This could be worse for Stokes. What a save.
Unbelievable keeper movement there. To read the shot, Dossary doesn't really know what he's seeing right there. And that could just be the tiny little bit of mental momentum that Stokes needs. Okay, De Gea's doing it for me. Let's have the rest of the team now pull the sleeves up and get me back into this game.
If that goes in, you're 3-0 down, and
it's game over pretty much.
It's a little bit of a mountain to climb, isn't it? The mindset as well. You're thinking, right, I'm 3-0 down, now I need 3 goals minimum to send me to extra time, and I've got to defend on top of that without conceding. What a save from De Gea. Bit of goalkeeper movement now. I'm surprised he's still about stretched out to keep that off the line. MSDossary will come forward again. Watch out for that cross if he wants to try and play it. Really well done from Maldini there. Had to be patient when it Did have the opportunity to make the tackle, though he did, and he did win the ball back.
Stokes in the attacking third just lacked a little bit, I feel like. His defending's been pretty good. He's got a cross and stopped a lot of the crosses coming into the box, but just in the attacking third, I think Dasari's just swarming him.
And he goes again. Watch out, Marcelo. Every single time he's beating Ronaldo to the ball in the air. Don't know whether he's just getting around the right side of him or something, or just timing the run slightly better. Certainly had a great game so far. Just these two legs.
Mbappe down the line if he does decide to play it. There it is. Could see a scooped cross here.
That pressure, though, is immense from Marcelo. Really gave him no time at all. Couldn't even turn, couldn't even do anything.
And it looks like we saw Dasary using Aurier at right back yesterday and Sergio Ramos at CDM. He's gone back to Sergio Ramos over at right back. Rio Ferdinand comes into the defence alongside Van Dijk. And Vieira comes back into midfield. So clearly wasn't happy with his performance yesterday. And change was made from the world champion.
As I said, he constantly will adapt, I want to say. He will constantly change his team as well to how he wants to play, how he feels like he can play well. And yeah, as you said, the Swiss style potentially made him make a few changes because he obviously wasn't happy with how he was playing. He would have been wanted to go 3-0. Still got through though, still got his 3 wins. MSDossary not happy there about that tackle he's made.
Free kick here. We might actually just loft this into the penalty area for Ronaldo to try and win, you know.
Changing his player to control there. He's got Ronaldo out on this left-hand side. He's controlling him there.
Making the run now.
Ronaldo's made that run. Just watch the blue cursor that's being controlled. Ronaldo's in the box. Ronaldo's nearly going to win it. It's going to fall back on the volley.
Is that Vieira?
Patrick Vieira. Hello, hello. He's still got it in his locker. How about that one?
Patrick Vieira, Zinedine Zidane-esque. On the volley, just on the edge of the box, and potentially firing Stokes back into this game. What a strike that is. It all came from the free kick. He got Ronaldo from deep and ran him all the way across the box, maybe making it so Dasary didn't really know where the ball was going to go in the end. It's fallen to Vieira on the edge, and what a strike that is.
You said it perfectly. Every single player can put up their sleeves and do a job. David De Gea has. Patrick Vieira's even chipped in with an unbelievable finish as well.
He does have 86 long shots and 84 shot power alongside 79 finishing Vieira, so he's capable. You just rarely see it.
You never see players take that risk, but sometimes if it does sit perfectly, you're like, why not? Why not take the shot? And he will not be regretting that one. He does go for a corner though, MSDossary. It's great us saying all this stuff about Stokes' players, but he's still got to defend against Dasary. Controlled Ronaldo. Ronaldo's out. It's going to be Eusebio who actually gets the header away in the end.
Taking his time over the goal kicks and plays over to CR7 yet again. Does Tom Stokes.
R9. Done very well there to be very creative as well on the left-hand side. He's pulled 2 players out of position. Didn't get enough on the ball there. I think just because he had his back turned, Neymar into Ronaldo, the pass was not good at all. Ramos had to make that header. He did. He made it well.
A little bit hit and hope with here from Dasary. I wonder if he's feeling the pressure slightly from Stokes.
Watch the back post here. Tries to go all the way across. Ronaldo is there. And so is Sergio Ramos. Somehow out for a goal kick in the end.
Wow.
I'm guessing Ronaldo's headed it against Ramos. Oh no, or Ramos has headed it against Ronaldo, I should say. And it's been a goal kick in the end. Interesting, that one.
Stokes is all over Dasary right now.
But that's what a goal can do. A bit of magic. It fills you with confidence. Here's his chance now with Neymar.
Oh, wow.
He goes down there. That could be a penalty.
It definitely looked like there were contact in the box there. Neymar not gone down to the floor. But Dasary is under the cosh right now.
Needs to keep up this pressure to Stokes. Keep that pressure going.
When you're in these sort of surges in the game, you have to make it count. You have to get a goal from it. When you're in these storm surges where you feel like everything's going your way, this is where you have to make it count. Because Dasary will get this going back in his favour.
If anything, he will create a chance as well, which we could be seeing right now. Falls to Neymar. Just hits the body of Van Dijk out for a corner.
And the tide turning yet again.
This is where the pressure from MSDossary can come in and help him potentially. Got to be careful there. It's only Ronaldo. That does not matter R9 back defending. Mbappe is going to turn around the inside of his man. Wasn't timed at all, really. I think it was time yellow. Went straight over the bar. Doesn't matter anyway. A better half from Stokes.
Played that out to Marcelo. Marcelo sort of, he won the header, but there was no conviction on it at all, really. And the ball turns over yet again to Desari. Again, I know players don't like playing long because it comes straight back at you, but just hit Ronaldo from goal kicks.
Look at Mbappe, he's made that run in the added time. It's in front of us, and unfortunately Mbappe's just had an awful touch there as well. See this one out for Stokes. MSDossary, who'll only be 45 minutes away.
He's in.
He can get round his man.
Rio Ferdinand still at the heart of many a defence. Bringing out all the new items into the game.
Stokes is probably thinking, ref, come on. Blow up here. MSDossary on the other side. He's going to get another chance. Ooh.
Seeing penalties gave, and Tom Stokes taking no danger at all, taking no risk, just booting the ball out of play. But 2-1 this game currently stands at. This game is wide open. He's blown the doors off it in the second leg, has Stokes. And he knows this is potentially there for the taking. Desari looks...
Just seen him say to himself there, come on.
Not Desari-esque, I think it's safe to say.
And again, we rarely see in a two-legged game a player dominate over both legs, maybe unlike someone like Tex is the only one you can really think of there. It always gives you a different story, two legs of FIFA.
Even though the scoreline were quite narrow in the first leg, I feel like Dax versus Harry, Dax were controlling the game for long portions of it. Whereas in this game, it feels like Tom Stokes in this second leg has just come out flying. He has to make it count though, because Desari will, as I said earlier, create more chances and probably score more goals in all honesty.
Ronaldo to Neymar. Had to kill Mbappe now. This is an opportunity here. The next goal is massive. It goes all the way across to Ronaldo. He's going to head it back inside. Van Dijk will win that one. Whoever gets the next goal, this could be massive in the complexion of this game. Just can't get his foot round him, R9. Oh, he's fallen so kindly back to Ronaldo. For Stokes, slightly too heavy on the touch there. Van Dijk happy to come across, happy to make that tackle.
Ramos pulled out of position there, but Marcelo is very, very high for Desari. If this ball turns over, just making sure it doesn't. The Saudi Arabian.
Mbappe. Time just slowly ticking down. MSDossary trying to build into this attack, and he will do just that. A fake shot inside to R9. David De Gea. Heroic performance so far we've seen from the Spaniard. It's twice now he's kept him in this game.
Truly magnificent save that is. And he's in.
This is where you have to take your chance. Mbappe expects an El Tornado cross maybe if he needs to do that.
I'll tell you what, there's been a couple where it's just been collisions inside the box, but
looked a bit
we've
risky.
commentated a few games of FIFA throughout our time, Brandon, and we've seen penalties gave for that.
Like a kind of a block off there, nearly fell down to the ground. As I keep saying, lucky enough for these two that these penalties aren't really given. I know they're a bit soft at times, but as you say, we have seen them given before. Ronaldo, for both of these two, just seems to be out wide every single time. I think they've been struggling to utilise that cross potentially. Ronaldo, he's got the legs. Can he get the legs around Ferdinand? No, he can't.
Rio Ferdinand is such a good icon at the back, that prime Rio.
Oh no, this could be it. MSDossary, you need to take this one to the back post. If he wants to go, they'll use Neymar instead. Lovely fake shot. The composure. And once again, the save from De Gea.
De Gea is keeping Stokes in this game. You see the formation that he's currently using in that 4-3-1-2. And that's why he's been pressing so high. He's using Mbappe at left centre mid, that pace injection. Ronaldinho now coming on in that position. I'm looking at the rest of the bench. Kante, Messi and Modric. All viable options for him, but prime icon moment, Eusebio. Prime icon moment, Ronaldinho coming on. Can they be the game changers?
Played in now. Potentially into the head of Ronaldo, and it will. Such a routine finish, such an easy finish that we're so used to talking about. But it's always the time when they just catch their opponent out, isn't it? You always expect the front post potential to be the front post corners can be so potentially dangerous, and it's always when you're maybe not switched on for that 1 second or the corner comes in a little bit too quickly.
It's the quickness that he's taken it with. As soon as we got back underway, it took me by surprise. He's whipped that into the front post. Ronaldo leaps up high, wins the header, and
such a big goal.
Reinstates that 2-goal lead for Mr. MSDossary, unless Stokes can hit straight back from his own corner.
That there is potentially the winner for him to send him into the console final, unless we're going to see another special volley from Vieira. Oh! He'll be on for a hat-trick if that goes in. "20 minutes left. Chances aren't going to come.
That's nice
really
from
nearly
Dossary.
now.
Just that little goal kick there. He's isolated Hullet just in that CDM position, and instead of rushing as soon as the ball's come into him and almost spamming A to move it on, or L1 and Y, LB and Y I should say, he's just took it down, kept hold of the ball, played it over to Marcelo, kept hold of it, kept calm, just showing that elite level composure that he has. I don't think I've ever seen Dossary panicked, ever. Just in life in general as well.
And if he is panicked, we wouldn't see it. Zari coming forward now for a place in the Xbox console final up against Dax. So we have got 4 players left after this game. Webb Nasri up against Nicholas, and PSG Dax potentially up against Dossary if he can finish this one as well. Yes, he can. Mbappe just to put the cherry on top of the cake.
Game, set and match, it looks like, for MSDossary.
He's fallen back very kindly for him. Ball went into Neymar originally. He tried to get the shot off. They just ricocheted back to the Frenchman. That Team of the Year for item that so many players are just loving at the moment.
They get quite fortunate with how the ball's bounced back to him, but Dossary will be moving on. The Prince versus the Artist. The Prince of Saudi Arabia versus the Artist of Paris in that Xbox console final. Dax versus Dossary.
It's been a great tournament for Stokes. Needs to remember that in his mind, as tough as it can be. As we say, he's already guaranteed himself 315 Global Series ranking points, Richard. Add that to the 1,152 he's already got. He's approaching that 1.5k mark and maybe potentially solidifying his place in that top 16. Great feat there from Cristiano Ronaldo. Just did a drag back, tried to find some space. Unfortunately for him, doesn't matter really now. Yeah,
he's setting him up. So he's setting himself up, I should say, very, very nicely for the playoffs. Going into those playoffs, he knows that he doesn't have to perform to a semi-final, to a final. If he can get a top 8, a top 16 on the Xbox, he's probably done enough to get the grand final, given how good of a season he's had so far. Another top 4 finish for Stokes.
And again, you know, you are losing to a world champion. You know, there's nothing to be ashamed about, embarrassed about. You're in the last 4 of your console. You know, you've lost to a world champion that thrives in playing in England, and he's had a great year, Tom Stokes. And to get signed by Rebel as well has been a fantastic thing for him. Yeah,
they'll be very, very happy with their signing of Tom Stokes. Unfortunately for him, though, he will be going out of the competition in the final 4 on the Xbox.
And it will be us repeating ourselves again, Richard. MSDossary, he loves playing his FIFA here in the UK, and he's just seconds away now from playing up against Dax. You said, Rich, the Prince against the Artist in the Xbox console final, and I can't wait for that one.
Xbox is looking Dax versus Dossary. PlayStation, Nicholas versus Webb here at the Gfinity LQE. What a set of console finals we have got to look forward to.